Speed is often a key to survival, but some animals have taken slowness to the extreme. From the methodical hunting of the loris to the motionless existence of the barnacle, these creatures prove that life in the slow lane has its advantages. If you want to discover the slowest animals on Earth, just keep watching. Number 10. Few animals embody relaxation quite like the three-toed sloth. Found in the rainforests of Central and South America, these tree-dwelling mammals have perfected the art of slow living. With a top speed of 8 inches per second, sloths move so slowly that algae grow on their fur, providing natural camouflage. Their sluggish pace is a survival tactic, helping them avoid detection by predators like harpy eagles and jaguars. Instead of fleeing, they rely on their strong grip to stay hidden in the treetops, only descending once a week to relieve themselves. Their diet consists mainly of leaves, which provide little energy, reinforcing their need to conserve movement. Despite their slow nature, they are excellent swimmers, using their long arms to glide through water more efficiently than they move on land. Evolution has crafted them into nature's ultimate slow-motion survivors. Number 9. The garden snail takes the phrase slow and steady to a whole new level. This small-shelled gastropod is commonly found in gardens, forests, and urban areas worldwide, inching along at a maximum speed of approximately 5.3 inches per second. Its movement is powered by a muscular foot that secretes mucus, creating a slime trail that reduces friction and protects it from rough surfaces. While their pace may seem inefficient, it allows them to safely navigate their surroundings, even climbing vertical surfaces with ease. Snails rely on their sensitive tentacles to detect light and food, often feasting on leaves, fruit, and even fungi. Their ability to retract into their shells provides protection from predators and harsh conditions. Incredibly, some species can hibernate for years when faced with drought. For an animal that barely moves, it has mastered survival. Number 8. When it comes to slow-moving ocean dwellers, starfish stand out. Literally. Found on the seafloor and oceans worldwide, these echinoderms move at a glacial pace of about 3 inches per second using hundreds of tiny tube feet on their underside. Unlike most creatures, they don't rely on muscles to move. Instead, they use a hydraulic system that pumps seawater through their bodies to control their feet. Starfish come in an astonishing variety of shapes and colors, with some species able to regenerate lost arms, a survival trick that lets them escape predators. Their diet consists mainly of shellfish like mussels, which they pry open using their tube feet before reverting their stomachs to digest prey externally. Despite their slow pace, they're surprisingly efficient hunters, proving that speed isn't everything in the underwater world. Number 7. The loris is a slow-moving primate that seems almost otherworldly with its large, round eyes and deliberate movements. Found in the forests of Southeast Asia, this nocturnal creature is in no rush, creeping along at about 2.8 inches per second. Unlike most primates, lorises lack a tail and rely on their strong grip and careful steps to navigate branches. Their slowness isn't a weakness, it's a strategy. By moving cautiously and freezing when threatened, they avoid drawing the attention of predators. Even more surprisingly, lorises are one of the few venomous mammals. They secrete a toxin from their glands near their elbows, which they mix with their saliva to deliver a painful bite. Their diet consists of insects, fruits, and tree sap, and despite their sluggish nature, they are incredibly precise hunters. In the treetops, patience is their greatest weapon. Number 6. The banana slug is a master of slow, slimy travel. Found in the damp forests of North America's Pacific coast, this bright yellow mollusk moves at just 2.6 inches per second, which means even a walking human seems impossibly fast in comparison. Like other slugs, it secretes mucus to glide across surfaces, leaving a glistening trail in its wake. This slime isn't just for movement, it helps with communication, moisture retention, and even repelling predators with a bitter taste. Banana slugs feed on decaying plants, fungi, and even animal waste, playing a vital role in their ecosystem by recycling nutrients. Strangely enough, they have a rather unusual defense mechanism. When threatened, they can coat themselves in extra thick slime to make swallowing difficult for predators. For an animal that barely moves, they have some surprisingly clever survival tricks. Number 5. The giant tortoise is the definition of unhurried, with a maximum speed of just 2 inches per second. These slow-moving reptiles, found in places like the Galapagos Islands and the Aldabra Atoll, have evolved to take life at a crawl. Weighing up to 900 pounds, their bulky shells provide protection, making speed unnecessary for survival. Their slow metabolism allows them to go months without food or water, a crucial adaptation for living in harsh environments. They primarily feed on grasses, leaves, and cacti, lazily grazing for hours. Despite their sluggish pace, they're surprisingly social and can recognize familiar humans. And with a lifespan often exceeding 100 years, they prove that sometimes taking things slow is the key to longevity. In a world where speed dominates, the giant tortoise is in no hurry, because it doesn't need to be. Number 4. The seahorse is one of the ocean's most peculiar creatures, and it also happens to be one of the slowest swimmers, moving at just 1.1 inches per second. Found in shallow tropical and temperate waters around the world, these tiny fish use a small dorsal fin to propel themselves forward, but their lack of speed means they rely more on camouflage than escape. Their prehensile tails help them anchor to seagrasses and corals, keeping them from being swept away by currents. Unlike most fish, seahorses swim upright, which adds to their inefficiency in the water. But what they lack in speed, they make up for in uniqueness. Seahorses are one of the only species where males carry and birth the young. In a world of swift predators, they survive not by outrunning danger, but by blending into their surroundings and simply going unnoticed. Number 3. It's hard to even think of coral as an animal, but these colorful reef builders are indeed living organisms, just ones that move at an almost imperceptible speed of 0.08 inches per second. Found in tropical oceans worldwide, coral colonies grow by secreting calcium carbonate, slowly forming the massive reef structures that provide homes for countless marine species. Each coral is made up of tiny polyps that feed by extending tentacle-like structures to catch plankton drifting by. While they're mostly stationary, some coral species can move ever so slightly by expanding and contracting over time, allowing them to shift positions by mere millimeters. But their greatest movement is seen over decades, as entire reefs grow and change shape. In the grand scheme of ocean life, coral may be slow, but their impact on marine ecosystems is enormous. Number 2. The sea anemone may look like a plant, but it's actually a predatory animal, one that moves at a glacial pace of 0.03 inches per second. Found in oceans worldwide, these soft-bodied creatures attach themselves to rocks, coral, or the ocean floor, swaying gently with the currents. While most remain anchored in place, some species can slowly glide using their muscular foot, shifting position over time. However, their true power lies in their tentacles, which are armed with stinging cells that paralyze unsuspecting fish and shrimp. Despite their slowness, they're highly effective hunters, drawing prey into their central mouth with ease. Some anemones even hitch rides on crabs, allowing them to move without doing any work at all. Whether stationary or inching along, they're proof that speed isn't always necessary for survival in the deep. If you enjoy our videos, please like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. And now, number 1, the barnacle holds the title for the slowest animal in the world. because once it finds a surface to cling to, it never moves again. These marine crustaceans, often found encrusting rocks, ship hulls, and even whales, begin life as free-swimming larvae. However, once they settle, they secrete a cement-like substance that permanently fuses them to their chosen home. From that moment on, their movement speed drops to 0 inches per second, an animal that has essentially given up on mobility altogether. Instead of chasing food, they rely on feathery appendages called cirri, which they extend to catch plankton drifting by. Despite their immobility, barnacles thrive in marine environments worldwide, proving that movement isn't always necessary for survival. In the race of life, they've chosen to stay put, and it's worked out just fine for them. Wasn't that fascinating? If you'd like to keep watching, check out one of these videos.